This is the KUSI News at 6.
Accidental overdose deaths are skyrocketing in San Diego County. Of course, we've been reporting on this. They've increased more than 2,000% since 2016. Here now to talk about the growing number of kids and teens becoming victims is Mark Powell. He's a former County Board of Education member, also with the organization Parents for Quality Education. Mark, we know you are very familiar with our local school districts here. We appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, Hunter. And what I wanted to share with the parents out there is that no student is exempt from being subject to a fentanyl overdose or from abusing drugs. Whether your economic status, your race, religion, the color of your skin, this is affecting everybody. Even straight A students are succumbing to this fentanyl crisis. And drug dealers aren't what we used to picture in the past. You would think of somebody at a street corner slinging drugs or in an alley, but drugs are now being sold by teenagers. And the person that's going to sell the drug is most likely one of your child's friends, maybe a teammate, someone they know and trust. They may even take a fentanyl pill, crack it in half and say, I'll take one half and you take another half. However, the half that the one of the students gets may be packed with that deadly fentanyl and could kill that person. And drug education is not happening in our schools at a level that it should be happening.
Right.
We have fire drills, but we don't have this education program. So I have some suggestions for parents on what they can do to help.
Because, Mark, that was my next question. You talk about just how much has changed over the years in the way that these kids are accessing drugs. I'm wondering, talk about what you think now needs to change on the back end of things and how we answer to this crisis and what parents and teachers can do differently about this.
Well, there's three things parents can do, and I'm going to go over those in just a second here. But what I need to share with parents and with school administrators, I hope they're listening. Drugs are cheaper, they're more accessible, and they're stronger, and they're more socially accepted than they were years past. The only thing that we can really change in the school districts and with parents is the social acceptability of drugs. We can't change the price. We can't change the accessibility, and we can't change the strength. So what parents need to do is lobby their school boards and have them implement a comprehensive substance abuse program starting in upper elementary school, because kids start doing drugs in junior high school. And this needs to be curriculum-wide, similar to what they did with cigarettes. Remember cigarette campaign that started in the 70s? Every kid knows now that cigarettes are bad for them. They need to know that. And parents also need to educate themselves. A good resource is the National Institute on Drug Abuse. Look that up and create an open communication network with your teachers, with the school, and especially with your kids. Have a plan with your kids. You need to have open communication. And if all of that fails and parents think that the kids are doing drugs, what they can do is they can get Narcan. And this drug is an opioid reversal medication. Every single teacher in every single school should be equipped with Narcan, because kids are overdosing on our campuses, and they're dying in some campuses, and this is what will save them. This Narcan is a life-saving medication, and I've been urging our County Office of Education to get these in all the schools. They're not in all the schools. Not every school district has it, but they need to have it now.
What does need to change to ensure that those teachers or maybe nurses have that readily available to them? I mean, I know there has been things in the past that have failed where it would implement this being available. What do you think needs to happen as far as the availability of those kind of drug-saving or overdose drugs being in school districts?
We can start with the County Office of Education, who's implementing this program. It's like a one pill will kill campaign. But what really needs to change is we need a drug abuse awareness program in schools, and we need the resources and the funding. Schools need to fund this substance, this Narcan, so that they can implement a program. The only thing that really needs to change is policy. All they have to do is accept the policy.
Right.
It's not going to be that hard. That's all they have to do. Change the policy.
Mark, we appreciate you jumping on with us tonight. We know that these are just alarming statistics that we're seeing. We know that the work you're doing and many other people raising awareness for this is going to make a big difference. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.